In this age of spiritual awakening, we're going to leave the religious, the rigid, and the rude, and come into that which is healthy and happy and wholesome. We can always gauge what is good. Even Jesus said, I've come that you might have life and that you might have it more abundantly. That which is oppressive to the human soul, that which stagnates our growth, is certainly not serving the force of life. But that which gives us the energy, the vitality, the love, the acceptance of our human family is certainly that which is healthy and wholesome for the day and the hour that we live in. Dr. Bruce Lipton, in his book Spontaneous Evolution, introduced me to the wit and incredible wisdom of Swami Beyondananda. One thing that Swami Beyondananda said is the truth will upset you free. And this is an incredible statement. We know the statement from the scriptures, the truth will set you free. But often truth will not set you free until it upsets you. And I have to say honestly, friend, there were many things that I discovered that were upsetting. It disturbed the foundation of my belief system. However, when I was willing to go through the pain of those transitions, I found greater truth, greater empowerment, greater understanding of my own soul identity, and all of this is so liberating that you simply want to share it with others. In the New Testament scriptures, Paul says, "Am I therefore become your enemy because I tell you the truth?" Certainly anyone who will pass on to you knowledge that is liberating and empowering to you as an individual is certainly not your enemy. They are your friend. That which confines and contains your soul and keeps you from the awakening of your own consciousness, your own connection to the divine and to the human family, to the very cosmos, anything that separates is certainly not truth. It does not give power, and it does not give energy. It was over 15 years ago that I had an experience with a Muslim friend of mine whose son was being treated in St. Jude. He, at one point in the severity of the treatments, passed out of body and came back into body and told his father of the wonderful experience that he had had with his family and seeing the relatives. And then he shared with his father his readiness and willingness to go on and ask the father to release him. Well, this had a powerful effect on me. In my head, my theology held that this young man could not possibly go into the bliss of afterlife because he was not of my belief system. He had not plugged into my way of eternal life. Well, I found out that what I thought, what I perceived was false. You know, in my heart, I knew this all along. But it took a while for my head to catch up with my heart. And this may be something that you are experiencing, having debate and struggle in your thoughts, and yet in your heart you know that every individual of every race, every tribe, every culture has that divine connection. Now, people can choose to use that energy and gift for negative purposes. Will there be negative consequences as their soul journeys onward? Absolutely. But those who choose a positive path, regardless of religions, race, denominations, they certainly will go to see greater light and greater energy and greater purpose. Have you examined the near-death experiences outside of your religion and culture? I have, and guess what? You've been lied to. Those who believe differently do not descend into burning flames. Their experiences of death fall into the same range of varied descriptions as do the death experiences of the Western Christian. Dr. Ruth Atwater, I believe, is one of the names who helped me in this study and journey. She examined cross-culturally the near-death experiences and found, of course, that similar percentages had varied experiences in this realm of consciousness. And of course, this begins to explode the myth that we hold of us and them, our being the only ones who have the truth and the way. And if we are willing to face this information and go forward, we will grow. If we do not, we will stay in our stagnation and stay in the prejudicial thinking that God is only in our club and certainly is not with anyone else. Disillusion means the illusion is over and you are closer to the truth. We think that disillusionment is a bad thing, but not necessarily. If you realize that disillusion is the phase you go through when you realize that certain illusions, masks that have been worn by you, by the culture you've been living in, when they are taken off, you're closer to the truth. You're closer to a greater realization of things as they really are. And I don't know about you. I can't speak for you, but for myself, I personally do not want to live a lie. I do not want to be lied to. I do not want to have government. I do not want to have religion. I do not want to have economists. I do not want to have a friend lie to me. That's disempowering. It takes energy away. This is proven physically. But when you receive truth, it gives you energy and more energy, and it enables you to seek after more truth. It becomes frustrating, however, when what you see is not what others see, and I think we sometimes make the mistake of trying to think ourselves wrong in order to belong. I've known people who actually even walked away from their research and from the truths that they had nailed down because it was not popular, and it kept them from certain social contacts and invitations and groups. Don't think yourself wrong in order to belong. Trust yourself even when others do not. And these are certainly important issues that we all have to face. We do not need someone else agreeing with us in order to affirm the truth that we have based upon an extensive study, numerous witness accounts, our own experience, observation, and intuition. This is a guidance system we need to be following. I encourage you to be more passionate about pursuing life than about just keeping certain people in your orbit. There are billions of people on this planet, and there are incredible energies throughout the cosmos. To be afraid of losing someone is not as serious as losing a part of your soul, losing a part of truth. I think you will find the greatest payoff is not in keeping people with you, but the greatest payoff is in being passionate about following truth, being passionate about forwarding truth in this spiritual awakening of 2012.